My dear soul, today I bring you a message that was sent straight from the heavens, a revelation that will change everything for you. Listen carefully, because what I am about to reveal is not just important. It is essential for your destiny. Your soulmate has made a decision, the most crucial decision of their life, to be by your side. But there is something you do not know yet, something unexpected, a detail that has the power to transform everything in ways you cannot yet imagine. And if you do not hear this message until the very end, you might miss what could be the turning point of your love story. I know that deep in your heart, you have longed for clarity, for answers, for the certainty that this connection is real. That is why you are here, and that is why I have been sent to you at this exact moment, because this is not a coincidence. Everything is aligning now, but you must stay with me. Listen to every word, and prepare yourself for what is to come. There are things that you need to understand today, not tomorrow, not later, today. If you ignore this message or only hear part of it, you might not be ready for what is about to unfold, and you could unintentionally block what the universe is trying to deliver to you. This is why I ask you to open your heart and let these words sink deep into your soul. The angels have guided me here, because you are meant to receive this truth. And if you believe in divine guidance, if you trust that the universe is working in your favor, I ask you to affirm it right now. Say in your heart, I receive this message. Write it, declare it, because your energy and intention matter. Now I must warn you, what I'm about to reveal is not just a simple confirmation of love. Yes, your soulmate has chosen you. Yes, they are ready. But the journey is not as straightforward as you might think. There is something else, something hidden, something that changes everything. And once you hear it, you will understand why this moment is so crucial. You need to know this truth before it is too late. The decision has been made, but the detail I will reveal soon could redefine everything. So stay with me, listen closely, and prepare your heart, because what comes next will shift everything you thought you knew about your love story. My dear soul, now that you understand the importance of this message, it is time to dive deeper into what the heavens have revealed. The decision has already been made. Your soulmate has chosen you. This is not a possibility, not a mere hope. It is a reality unfolding at this very moment. But before you take this as a simple confirmation, there is something I need you to understand. This choice did not happen randomly. It was not a fleeting thought, nor a moment of uncertainty. It was a deep, profound realization that came after much inner struggle. Your soulmate has been battling emotions, fears, doubts, questions that they could no longer ignore. And after all of this, one truth became undeniable. You are the one. You have always been the one. No matter the distance, no matter the obstacles, no matter the time that has passed, their heart keeps returning to you. But why now? Why did this realization strike them at this exact moment? My dear, nothing in the universe happens by chance. There are invisible forces guiding this connection, aligning every detail, ensuring that when the time is right, the path becomes clear, and that time is now. Everything that once seemed impossible is shifting. The energy is moving, and their soul is being pulled towards you in ways they cannot resist. You may have felt this. Perhaps in recent days, a sense of anticipation has filled your heart without you knowing why. Maybe you have seen signs, repeating numbers, dreams, a name appearing unexpectedly, a sudden wave of emotion that came out of nowhere. That was not your imagination. That was the universe whispering to you, letting you know that something was changing. But here's what you need to understand. Even though the decision has been made, it does not mean the journey will be simple. Love, especially a love as powerful as this, does not come without challenges. And that is where the unexpected detail comes in. There is something that stands between you and your soulmate, something that they have kept hidden, perhaps even from themselves. They have been afraid of how deep their feelings run, afraid of the intensity of this connection, afraid of what it means to fully surrender to love. There were moments when they tried to silence these emotions, convincing themselves that they could move on, that it was all in their head. But no matter how hard they tried, the truth kept resurfacing. The love between you two is not ordinary. It is not something that can be erased, forgotten, or replaced. And now, after all this time, after all these struggles, they are ready to accept it. However, Their decision does not erase the past. It does not erase the fears that once held them back. And that is why you must be prepared for what comes next. Do not think that just because they have made up their mind, everything will instantly fall into place. The journey is still unfolding, and there is something crucial that you must know before you take the next step. The heavens are urging you to listen carefully, because this next revelation will shape the path ahead. It will explain everything: the delays, the doubts, the moments of silence that left you questioning everything. And if you truly wish to embrace this love, you must be willing to see the truth, even if it is not what you expected. So do not turn away now. Do not assume you already know everything. The detail that changes everything is about to be revealed, and it will open your eyes to a truth that has been hidden for too long. Stay with me, open your heart, and get ready for what comes next, because the most important part of this message is still ahead. And before we continue with this very special message, I invite you to support this space of connection. Become a member of the channel, and if you feel this message is touching your heart, don't forget to click on thanks below the video. This helps us continue bringing messages full of love and hope like this one. Now, let's move on to what matters most. My dear soul, now that you understand the depth of this decision, it is time to unveil something even greater, the truth about this love, a connection that was never ordinary, never fleeting, never meant to fade away. You see, what exists between you and your soulmate is not just a human longing, not just an earthly attraction. This love was written before either of you even realized it. It was designed by the universe, aligned by divine forces, and now it is reaching its most crucial moment. I need you to listen closely, because what I am about to reveal will help you understand why this journey has been so intense, why you have felt their presence even in their absence, and why your heart has never truly let go. This love was not something that simply appeared. It was something that has always existed. Even before you met, even before your paths physically crossed, there was already a thread tying your souls together, an invisible force guiding you both toward this moment. Have you ever felt like you knew them before you actually met? Have you ever looked into their eyes and sensed something deeper than words could explain? That was not a coincidence. That was recognition. On a soul level, you already knew each other, and that is why, no matter what has happened, no matter the distance, no matter the silence, your hearts have continued to find their way back to one another. But my dear, here is something you need to understand. Even though this love was written by destiny, even though it is guided by divine forces, it still requires something from you. Free will exists, choices exist, and not everything can simply fall into place without effort. Love is powerful, but so is fear, and fear has been an obstacle, one that has delayed this union, one that has made this journey more difficult than it needed to be. Your soulmate has fought this connection. They have questioned it, doubted it, tried to convince themselves that it was nothing more than a passing emotion. But despite all their attempts, the truth remained. The truth that no one else could replace what they feel for you. That no matter how far they ran, they were always running in circles, returning to the same realization. They belong by your side. But why did they resist for so long? Why did they hesitate, even when their heart already knew the answer? Because love like this demands transformation. It requires change, growth, courage. And for the longest time, they were afraid of what this love would ask of them. Afraid that surrendering to it would mean stepping into the unknown, facing emotions they were not ready to confront, breaking away from the patterns and limitations that once felt comfortable. And here is where the unexpected detail comes in. Something they never told you. Something they might not have even fully admitted to themselves. This is not just about love. This is about purpose. This connection is not just meant to bring romance into your life. It is meant to awaken something inside both of you, something that has been waiting to rise. And that is why the journey has been filled with lessons, why the timing has never seemed quite right, why there were moments of separation and uncertainty. Because this love is not here to be ordinary. It is here to be transformative. And now, as they stand on the edge of this realization, they finally understand. They finally see what their heart has been telling them all along. They are ready to step forward, ready to embrace what was always meant to be. But even with this clarity, there is still something that could change everything. A truth that must be revealed, a challenge that must be faced, a turning point that will determine what happens next. And that, my dear soul, is what you need to hear in the next part of this message. Because while love has already chosen you, fate has one more test before this story can truly begin. And once you know what it is, you will see the path ahead in a way you never have before. Stay with me. What comes next is more important than anything you have heard so far. My dear soul, now that you understand the depth of this connection and how it was written long before this lifetime, it is time to reveal something that will shift your perspective completely. Up until now, you have felt the pull of this love, the certainty that your soulmate has made their decision, and the divine alignment that has guided you both toward this moment. But there is something you do not yet know, something that changes everything. You see, love, true, destined love, does not come without its challenges. And while your soulmate has chosen you, while they have finally embraced the truth that they can no longer deny, there is a detail, an unexpected truth, that could transform everything you thought you understood about this journey. This is something that may have been hidden from you, something that, if not understood, could become an obstacle. But if you are willing to open your heart and see the bigger picture, it could also be the key that unlocks the future you have been waiting for. This revelation is not meant to shake your faith, it is meant to strengthen it. Because what I am about to share with you is not meant to cause fear, but rather to prepare you for what is coming. Your soulmate has made their choice, but making a choice and acting upon it are two very different things. And this is where the challenge lies. There is something that has been holding them back, something they have struggled with, something that has made this journey take longer than it should have. And this is where you must listen carefully, because what I am about to reveal will explain everything. Your soulmate has not been entirely free. Perhaps you have felt this before, sensed that there was something unspoken, something that kept them from fully stepping forward. It is not that they did not love you, nor that they were unsure of their feelings. It is that there was something in their life, something they had to face, something that had a grip on them, whether it was a past relationship, unresolved emotions, personal fears, or even external circumstances that made them feel trapped. For some, this could mean they have been tied to a situation that made them believe they could not move forward, perhaps a past connection, a responsibility, or a deep-seated fear of change. For others, it could mean that they were caught in a cycle of self-doubt, afraid of fully embracing the intensity of what they feel for you. Whatever the case, this is the unexpected detail that has been shaping their actions all along. But here is the most important part. This obstacle is not meant to stop them. In fact, it is the final test before this love can truly begin. The universe has placed this challenge here not as a barrier, but as a way to ensure that when your soulmate steps forward, they do so without hesitation, without looking back, without anything left unresolved. And right now, at this very moment, they are facing this truth. They have realized that whatever has been holding them back cannot continue to stand in the way. They have come to understand that if they do not take action now, they might lose the one thing their soul truly desires, you. And this realization has changed everything for them. But there is something you must know. Just because they have made this choice does not mean the journey will be easy. Because when someone finally decides to follow their heart, the universe often tests their commitment. Obstacles may arise, doubts may try to creep back in, and they may find themselves standing at the edge, wondering if they have the strength to take the leap. And this is where you come in. Your energy, your faith, your belief in this love will make all the difference. This is not about waiting idly, nor about chasing. This is about aligning yourself with the love that is already meant for you. Because just as your soulmate is making their final choice, you too must make yours. Will you trust in this love? Will you hold on to the faith that has brought you this far? Will you be ready for what is coming next? Because, my dear soul, what happens next is the most important part of all. And if you think you have already heard the most powerful revelation, just wait, because the next part of this message will reveal something even greater, something that will prove beyond all doubt that this love is real and that it is unfolding exactly as it should. So do not turn away now. The truth that is coming next will be what you have been waiting to hear all along. Stay with me. You are about to receive the confirmation your heart has been longing for. My dear soul, now that you have seen the unexpected detail that changes everything, It is time to go even deeper. There is something that the angels have been waiting for the right moment to reveal to you, something that has remained hidden, something your heart has sensed but has never fully understood. And today, that truth will finally be unveiled. You see, this journey was never just about love. It was never just about finding your soulmate or waiting for them to recognize what you have always known. This connection is about something far greater. It is about transformation, about stepping into the divine path that was written for both of you before this lifetime even began. But before that can happen, before this love can fully manifest in the way you have dreamed, there is something that must be faced, something that, until now, your soulmate has struggled to acknowledge. Listen carefully, because this truth will change the way you see everything. Your soulmate has carried a secret, not one of betrayal, but one of deep personal struggle. For so long, they have been caught between their feelings for you and the weight of their past. They have been haunted by fears, by wounds they never fully healed, by burdens that they have carried alone. And while their heart has always known that you are the one, their mind has convinced them that they were not ready, that they were not enough, that stepping into this love meant risking everything they thought they knew. But now, something has shifted. The angels have been working behind the scenes, whispering to them, guiding them, pushing them toward this realization. And at last, the veil has been lifted. Your soulmate sees it now. They see that what they were afraid of was never real. They see that the only thing standing in the way of this love was their own resistance, their own fear of embracing something that felt too big, too powerful, too life-changing. And now, the battle inside them has reached its climax. They know they can no longer run, no longer pretend that this love is something they can ignore. The universe has made it impossible for them to deny what their soul has been telling them all along. And that is why, at this very moment, a final decision is being made. But there is something you must understand. Just because they now see the truth does not mean everything will fall into place instantly. Because when someone has spent so long resisting something so powerful, taking the first step toward it can feel overwhelming. The heart knows what it wants, but the mind will still try to interfere. And this is where their final test begins. Right now, they are standing at the edge of a life-changing moment. One step forward, and they enter the love that was always meant for them. One step back, and they risk losing it all. And the angels are watching, waiting, guiding them toward the right choice. But here is the part you must hear, the part that will change everything for you as well. This is not just their test. It is yours too, because while they are being asked to step into love without fear, you are being asked to trust without hesitation. The universe is testing you just as much as it is testing them. It wants to know, will you hold space for this love? Will you believe, even when you cannot yet see? Will you have faith, even when things feel uncertain? Because right now, in this very moment, your energy matters more than you realize. If you doubt, if you give in to fear, if you start to question everything, your energy will send out vibrations of uncertainty. And your soulmate, who is already battling their own fears, will feel it. They will sense the hesitation, and it may make their step forward even harder. But if you stand firm in your knowing, if you trust that everything is happening exactly as it should, if you hold the vision of this love with unwavering faith, you will become the light that guides them home. This is why I ask you now, my dear soul, will you trust? Will you declare with certainty that this love is already yours? The angels want you to affirm it. They want you to say it, to write it, to claim it as your truth. Because in doing so, you are aligning your energy with the love that is already making its way to you. So say it now. I trust in this love. I am ready. And as you do, know this. The next part of this message will bring you undeniable proof that everything I have told you is real, that this love is not just a dream, not just a hope, but something that is happening right now. Stay with me, my dear soul. The most powerful revelation is yet to come. And when you hear it, you will finally understand why everything has happened the way it has. My dear soul, now that you have opened your heart to the truth, now that you understand the weight of this moment, it is time to receive the confirmation you have been waiting for. You have felt this love in your soul. You have seen the signs. You have sensed something shifting. But now, The heavens want you to see the proof that this love is not just an illusion. It is real, it is happening, and it is unfolding in ways that cannot be denied. I need you to listen carefully, because what I am about to reveal will remove any lingering doubt. You see, love like this does not come without signs. The universe does not bring two souls together without leaving evidence of its divine work. And if you have been paying attention, you have already received messages, signals, moments that felt too perfectly timed to be coincidences. Think back. Have you noticed repeated numbers like 1111, 222, or 777 appearing at unexpected times? Have you woken up suddenly in the middle of the night, feeling a presence, a pull toward something you could not explain? Have you heard their name in places where it should not have been, seen reminders of them when you least expected it, felt a sudden surge of emotion, as if their energy was calling out to you? These are not random occurrences. These are signs. These are the universe's way of speaking to you, of confirming that something is happening behind the scenes, beyond what your eyes can see. Your soulmate is thinking of you. More than that, they are feeling you. Right now, at this very moment, they are experiencing an awakening, a realization so profound that they cannot ignore it anymore. The same way you have felt them, they have felt you. The same way you have been wondering, questioning, longing, they have been too. And now, the walls that once stood between you are beginning to fall. But my dear soul, this is where your role becomes more important than ever. Because while the universe is aligning everything, while destiny is pulling you both closer, there is still one thing that must happen before this love can fully manifest. Your soulmate needs a final push, a confirmation that what they are feeling is real, that what their heart is telling them is not just wishful thinking. And whether they realize it or not, they are looking for a sign. They are searching for something to prove that this love is not just in their mind, that they are not imagining what they feel. And that, my dear, is where you come in. The angels are asking you now, will you send out the energy of certainty? Will you hold on to this love with unwavering faith? Will you allow yourself to believe, not just in theory, but with every fiber of your being, that what you desire is already on its way to you? Because if you do, something incredible will happen. The moment you step into full trust, the moment you release the fear, the moment you let go of the doubts that have tried to cloud your vision, you will shift the energy between you and your soulmate. You will send out a vibration so strong, so undeniable, that they will feel it. They may not understand it at first, but suddenly, they will know. They will know that they are meant to take the next step, that they are meant to come forward, that they are meant to finally embrace this love without hesitation. And when that happens, you will begin to see the signs multiply. You will notice sudden synchronicities. Perhaps they will reach out unexpectedly. Perhaps you will cross paths in a way that feels impossible. Perhaps something you thought was lost forever will suddenly find its way back into your life. This is how the universe works. This is how divine love unfolds. But there is something you must remember. This love is happening now, but it requires your trust. If you waver, if you allow fear to creep in, if you convince yourself that nothing is changing, you may delay what is already on its way to you. This is why I ask you now, my dear soul, are you ready to claim this love? Are you ready to step into the energy of knowing, of believing, of receiving? If so, I want you to declare it right now. Say it out loud. Write it in the comments. Claim it as your truth. I trust in this love. I know it is already mine. Because the moment you do, the universe will respond. Your soulmate will feel it. The energy will shift, and the final step of this journey will begin. But my dear, there is one more thing you must hear. One more revelation that will seal everything you have learned so far. And if you thought you have already heard the most powerful part of this message, just wait, because what comes next will change everything. Stay with me. The most crucial step is just ahead. My dear soul, now that you have seen the proof, now that you know this love is real and that it is unfolding even as we speak, the question is no longer if it will happen. The question is when. And that, my dear, depends on one final thing. You. The universe has already aligned everything. Your soulmate has already made their decision. The energy between you has already begun shifting in ways you can feel, even if you cannot yet see. But now the angels are asking something of you. They are asking you to step fully into the energy of receiving. Because you see, It is not enough to hope for this love. It is not enough to wish for it, or even to want it. If you are standing at the door, but you are afraid to open it, how can love walk through? If you are holding on to doubt, fear, hesitation, how can this connection reach you fully? This is where your choice matters. This love is coming, but the way it arrives, the speed at which it manifests, the way your soulmate moves toward you, it is all influenced by the energy you are sending out right now. So I ask you, dear soul, what energy are you choosing? Are you choosing faith? Are you choosing trust? Are you choosing to prepare your heart and your life to receive what you have been praying for? Or are you still holding on to fears that whisper, what if this isn't real? What if it's not meant for me? What if it never happens? Because those fears, they are illusions. They are the final test standing between you and everything you desire. And the moment you let them go, the moment you decide, with every part of your being, that you are ready, everything will shift. The angels are guiding you now. They are showing you exactly what you need to do to open the final doorway. And I need you to listen closely, because these next steps are crucial. First, you must release the past. Whatever pain, disappointment, or heartbreak you have carried, let it go. Your soulmate has made their decision. The future is unfolding now. But if you are still carrying the wounds of the past, if you are still looking backward, how can you step fully into what is ahead? Forgive, not for them, but for you. Let go of the old stories, the past versions of yourself that were once afraid, that once doubted, that once believed love had to be difficult. That is not who you are anymore. You are stepping into a new reality now. Second, you must prepare your energy. This means shifting from waiting into knowing, from wondering if it will happen into trusting that it already is. Act as if this love is already yours. Feel it, embody it. Live as though your soulmate is already on their way, because they are. And when you hold that energy, when you wake up every morning with the certainty that this love is moving toward you, you create a magnet so strong that nothing can delay what is meant for you. And third, you must say yes. Yes to love. Yes to the unknown. Yes to the idea that the universe is working in your favor, even when you cannot see it. Yes to receiving what is already written for you. This is not about waiting. This is about aligning. It is about becoming the version of you who is ready to receive the love that has been ready for you all along. And my dear soul, I want you to affirm it now. Write it. Say it. Declare it with certainty. I am ready for this love. I receive this blessing now. Because when you say it, when you believe it, when you let go of every doubt that has kept you stuck, the universe responds. Your soulmate feels the shift. The final barriers fall away. And love, real and undeniable, begins moving toward you faster than you ever imagined. But my dear, we are not done yet. There is still one last message, one final truth that will complete everything you have heard so far. And this is the most important part of all. Stay with me. The final revelation is just ahead, and you must hear it. My dear soul, now that you have walked through each truth, now that you have opened your heart and aligned your energy with this love that is already making its way to you, it is time for the final revelation, the last message that will complete everything you have heard so far. Listen closely, because this is the moment where everything comes together. You now understand that your soulmate has made their decision. You now see that the universe has been aligning every detail to bring you both together. You now know that this love is not just a passing emotion. It is something that was written long before this lifetime, something that was always meant to be. But here is what you need to understand above all else. This love is already yours. Not in the future, not someday, not when things feel more certain. Right now. The only thing that has ever separated you from this love was the illusion that it was still far away, that it was something you had to wait for, something that depended on circumstances outside of you. But the truth, my dear, is that love is not something you wait for. It is something you step into. You do not need to chase it. You do not need to question it. You do not need to wonder whether it is coming or whether it is real. You need only to allow it. Because in the moment you fully surrender, in the moment you truly believe, in the moment you stop trying to control the how and the when, and simply trust that the universe is delivering exactly what is meant for you, it arrives. Right now, even as you hear these words, your soulmate is feeling this shift. Their heart is being pulled toward you. Their soul is awakening to the truth that they have always known. And even if they cannot yet explain it, even if they do not fully understand why, they are feeling an undeniable force guiding them home. That force is you. Your energy, your belief, your faith in this love is creating a ripple effect beyond what you can see. And the more you trust, the stronger that energy becomes. So now, I ask you to do one last thing. Close your eyes. Feel the presence of this love as if it were already here. Not as something distant, not as something you are waiting for, but as something that is already surrounding you, already within reach. Because it is. And when you can feel it, when you can hold that truth in your heart, without fear, without doubt, without hesitation, you will see the signs multiply. You will see movement where there was once stillness. You will see doors open where there were once obstacles. You will see your soulmate take steps toward you that they were once too afraid to take. Not because something outside of you changed, but because you changed. Because you finally allowed love to meet you where you are. And my dear soul, the angels want you to affirm this now. Say it, write it, declare it as your truth. I am in alignment with my divine love. My soulmate and I are already connected. I am ready to receive this love fully. Because when you do, you send out the final signal, the final vibration that clears the last barrier between you and what was always meant to be. And my dear, what happens next? That is where the magic unfolds. This is your time. This is your moment. Love is already here. Dear soul, if this video was meaningful to you, leave a thanks below this video as a gesture of gratitude for this revelation. This strengthens us to keep sharing messages of connection and faith. It is already yours. All you need to do is receive it,